with all this stuff being talked about, man, we talking about a pretty good team. Sound like, man, you got we done said top point guard in the league type dude. Jaren gonna do all this, and Buddy starting, G.G. Jackson, Vince Williams, shooter. You got Luke Kennard, and we done told all these guys working their game. It sound like a good team, man. It sound like a good team. You talking about, Brevin? All right, so final verdict. With all that being said, is there any pressure on one Taylor Jenkins to what are realistic expectations for this team? And if those expectations are not met or looking like they're not about to be met, is it fair to put pressure on one Taylor Jenkins? That's a hard one for you there.
Well, I'll be honest, it's not, and I would say no. And my reasons are the team has only been successful since he's been here. The unsuccessful year was injury riddled. Yeah. But even in the injury riddled season, we still were able to see a lot of bright spots. And I thought they did a good job of continuing to highlight those bright spots and put them in positions that they'll continue to be good now, but things they'll be able for them to use moving forward. I thought that was a good thing. The other thing is when you have players that love a coach as much as these players love Taylor Jenkins, and they are willing to sacrifice some parts of their game to do us in the betterment of the team, then that says something about who he is as a coach and what that means to them. And so we've seen that done. We've seen them talk about it at that level. I think what's been able to happen is he's been able to have enough experiences that when we get to those those moments in games where you need a big decision, that I think he'll be ready to make those decisions. And so the thing that we should expect is that this team should be able to win a playoff series.
Yeah.
And then after winning a playoff series, then you start to reevaluate what it looks like from there. Because it's the circumstances. Who do we play? Who's home court advantage?
Yeah.
Who's healthy, who's not. There's some other things that could factor into it, but I think that this is a playoff team next year, and if it doesn't look like it's going that way, then more than just a question of with Taylor Jenkins, it has to be a question of why is it not happening?
Yeah. As far as next year's expectations, I'll just throw mine out there. I think it's very similar to what you said. I think we should get past the first round, and we should look like we belong in the second round.
Yes.
I think we should look like it should be a hard-fought series.
Yes.
Because we've got kind of embarrassed the last couple of outings we've had in the playoffs. I think we should look like a team that belongs in the second round and look like a Western Conference Finals-ish team.
Yes.
Either make it or look like we were just
I agree.
Something small kept us away, something you can just kind of think. I think those are expectations. But your final verdict is that Taylor Jenkins should be under no serious pressure to meet expectations next year.
No. There is an expectation, but I don't think that expectation should be. It shouldn't be anything bigger than this is a playoff basketball team.
Okay.
Like that should be a realistic expectation. Talking about whoever the bid coming in,
right?
That they'll have, and that expectation, as I say, doesn't mean you lose your job. Okay, you didn't make, you're fired. It just means that coming into next year, this should be a playoff team. Like that at the end of the day, and you should feel like with the players we have coming back and some of the guys that they have been able to find this year, that this is a team that you feel should win a first round playoff series.
How much grace do you put on, like, if things start off kind of rocky? Like, how many games? I don't give you an exact number, but like, is there a point where you say, okay, all right, this ain't looking like?
I mean, you start.
I'm still talking about Taylor Jenkins.
No, you start getting 30 games into the season, and you are, or we're 25 games into the season. We look the same way as we look 25 games into the season.
Oh, no. With John too.
With everybody that we have, then there's an issue.
Yeah. Final verdict. Taylor Jenkins, we on your ass. No, I'm just playing.
I ain't on your ass. I'm not on your ass.
Once again, Brevin Knight does not support.
I support the fact that if we are 25 games in next year where we were this past year, there are questions to be asked. And I think that everyone sitting in there will say the same thing. Like, shit, we want to try to figure it out too.
Yeah.
So
You saw it with Ja, man, when he came back.
Oh
this
yeah,
year
we were
after
looking
the
like a whole nother team.
looking like a different team.
Yes.
with Bismack Biyombo out there. Yeah, man, your starting center was Bismack Biyombo. But yeah, man, like I'm with you, man. I think that there are certain things about Jenkins, no matter what you want to say, they're undeniable. Like the players fool with this dude. Jaren has a lot of good things to say the other day when he was on
Scheme
Chris
God,
Gunner's show.
baby.
Yeah, and like I said, those type of things play themselves out. And I think we both have similar expectations. So final verdict, I don't know. Take with it what you want to do with it. Use at your own discretion. Just break down, go rewind it and see what you get.
Anthony ain't wanting to put his stamp on that one. He said, take it what you want.
I ain't on that.
He said,
Taylor Jenkins, I'm on your ass, Taylor Jenkins. But seriously, all joking aside though, like Taylor Jenkins he has created a culture here and the players rock with him.
Well,
you never heard anything bad, like you never seen no eyes roll, you never heard anything like, yeah.
Well, and look at the fact that this year we had the most starting lineups ever in NBA history, the most players playing a game in NBA history, the most players to score 100 points in a season in NBA history. We've had nothing.
That's wild. We had them dudes score 100 in the season.
In a season.
Yeah.
That means that's how many minutes that all of these people would play. We've had guys sign on the day of games,
right
down the stretch, like literally
an hour for the game.
It
Yeah.
was like, oh,
Matthew Hurst playing today, y'all. Okay, man. Shout out to Matthew Hurst. Yeah,
man, we walked in and Jack White, like literally when I walked in the building, it was like,
Jack
hey,
White.
look, we got Jack White. I was like, who?
Timmy Allen. Let me find out you Tony Allen brother. Who are you? We found out you Tony Allen. Let me find that out.
We walked in with those guys, and I was literally on the day of games.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And for those teams down the stretch, we play with 8 people for the most part.
Yeah.
For them to still be in a mindset of competing every night. I mean, there was a couple games where it got out of hand, and it was what it was. Yeah. But for the most part, they competed every night. Yeah. They played together. There wasn't any hero ball out there. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. And that's from GG to Vince down the line. Yeah. And so that to me is a credit to the coaching staff, and that the guys still believe in the game plan that we put forth. We all gonna go out here and at least try to execute it to some degree. And they were able to show in some way. But so there are. It's not easy to be a head coach in the NBA in
this type of season for sure. But I'm gonna say this, Kenny. I'm gonna stand on my own word too, because you remember when I did the thing where I broke down what makes a coach good, right? Right. One of the key things I said was good coaches find a way, no matter what your situation looks like, to have key moments in the season where you're saying, man, that team played way better than what they're supposed to have been doing, and we became that team.
Exactly. We every night.
Win or loss, we became that team. So I gotta hold to my word, Kenny. So, final verdict, Taylor Jenkins. We fucks with you. Just don't be on the bullshit. Just don't be on the bullshit, Taylor Jenkins.